Welcome to Sipping on Excellence. This is Coach KJ, and I'm here with my man, my dude, the Doc.
And this is where we will be discussing the exceptional that is absolutely attainable. My friends, here's to living that extraordinary life.
Cheers. Who wrote that caption?
I don't know. Notice I just turned that shit off. Because that's what kind of mood I'm in today.
The exceptional that's absolutely attainable. Is it?
It is attainable.
It is.
If you don't feel that you can attain the exceptional, then stop listening to this podcast right now.
What if somebody said, you know what, I want to be a guard in the NBA. I know I'm 45, but look at Kareem. He made it to 42. LeBron almost 40.
But here's the thing. Making it as a guard in the NBA may not be what you consider exceptional.
That's true. That's true.
It may be something you want.
Right.
But what you consider exceptional is very different than what I may consider exceptional.
It's true. I tell you one thing, though. Mahmoud Raouf, he could probably put in about another 3 years in the league.
He still got a little something.
Man, he older than us. I think he got us by 2 years, 3 years.
Still got a little game, though.
Oh, dude, best thing that ever happened. Him becoming a basketball skills coach. One of the most skilled players that ever played a game. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
He was on that Isaiah Thomas type of game.
Yeah.
Quick release, left to right to left. We'll dunk on you if you needed to.
Right.
Only 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
That's what they listed him at. Probably like 5'10", 5'11". And had Tourette's.
Do you think more skill than AI?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because AI was that dude too, as a guard.
AI was a football player playing basketball. There was a sense of recklessness that was a controlled recklessness that you just feared him because he's just aggressive. And because he was an all-state quarterback.
Yeah, he was a little dude aggressive.
Yeah.
Which is wild, right?
Yeah. But he also his hands touched his ankles. He could tie his shoes standing up. Bro, that bro's arms were long.
Yeah, dude, we talking about you. It's all good.
He was
all love.
Oh my God. But Mahmoud, bro, that was one of my all-time favorites. Hey, you know what? Hey.
Let's welcome
we went in
early.
Welcome to Sipping on Excellence. I am Coach KJ.
And I am the Doc. Thank you guys for joining us as always. Ready for another week with this episode. We're gonna touch on a very sort of abstract kind of concept today.
Yes.
It's not pinpointed at any one thing. Actually, I take that back. It's pinpointed at your life, but in an abstract way.
Correct.
And so the conversation is gonna just flow how it would flow naturally.
Because you got to have them all. They can all be intact. But there's one in particular that you have to anyway.
We're gonna get to it.
Right.
But we just want to thank you guys, and we always do this at the beginning of the show. Thank you guys to all of you who have been following us, who have been listening to us, watching us on YouTube, and we're going to continue to bring it to you every week as much as we can. As long as these eyes are open, we're going to keep doing it. Yeah.
You like that?
That right
Just
there.
a slow sleep.
And we're not trying to lull y'all to sleep. Just saying. We had a good live today.
We did.
We did have a good live today. You guys should tune in with us every Saturday at 11.
At 11 a.m. Pacific.
It's not too early. Y'all can wake your ass up.
Pacific, not specific. Right. Pacific Standard Time.
Right. Tune in because it's we have just a conversation with the audience.
20, 30 minutes is just us running our mouths.
Yeah, it's just
and then and getting feedback from you. That's it. That's what it's about.
Learning to hear what you guys want to talk about.
Yeah, man.
Y'all educating us as much as we educate you.
Yeah.
One thing that we talked about that we're adding to the podcast is just when we talk about kind of how we check in with each other. I know you guys always hear us say, Kenny, how was your week? All that kind of stuff. Right. One thing we also want to bring up is talking about, something we learned about ourselves this week.
Right.
And because we all should be learning period. You know,
That's what they say.
that's what they say. I mean, there's some days when I'm like, I didn't learn shit. I learned that I didn't learn shit.
Yeah.
There's never a wasted day. There's some days I'm like, I just want this one to end.
Or I learned I didn't want to be taught that.
Right?
Oh my God.
There's some lessons you like, that sting. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you, this week for me was a good week. Thank you for asking. But
I'm
just messing with you.
I was like, can I get it out? Well, Doc, how was your week? What did you learn this week?
How was your week? No. It was, I took care of this retired doctor.
Okay.
And it was a
That was me
quick
interrupting.
I saw him. He's miserable. Let's quickly get him into surgery. And you think you know the impact you have on people, right? He was in a wheelchair in the recovery room from a little small surgery. All I did was remove this little small cyst off his spine, and he was standing up, walking, smiling in the recovery room.
Okay.
And what I learned was that you can make the biggest difference off the smallest gestures. Not, I bring up surgery because it was one of the smallest surgeries that we do, but just in life in general, you can have the biggest impact on people's lives with the littlest thing, like a smile. Mm-hmm. Think about that. And we forget that sometimes, like we got to do big things in order to be recognized or appreciated. Nah, man, it's just a head nod could do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I wouldn't say that's something I learned about myself this week. It's something that I reminded myself that I was able to be reminded of this week. So I guess that's learning.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, that you realize like, man, it doesn't have to be the big things.
Right.
Something so small was so life-changing for someone.
Yeah.
So it was big for them.
Yeah.
You know?
It was monumental.
Right?
And he probably thought you moved mountains. And he's a doctor. So you think about his mind frame that he should already have some level of inkling in respects to
that
what
but
could possibly happen.
But when you're in that
when you're in the
position,
moment.
when you're in the moment and you're miserable and you're the patient, you don't think that there's an end. And he'd been having this pain for 6 months.
Okay.
And nobody was getting to the point. And when he came and saw me, I was like, dude, I think that's it right there. Let's go get it. Cool. He's like, all right. You know? And his family rallied around and we operated on him. He just,
That's amazing.
like when I say instantaneous relief, even I was like, wasn't sure if it was going to go away right away. I was like, oh shit. And then you realize it's the little things.
He started bopping.
He stood up and was like,
Hey.
what was funny is I didn't see him smile.
Okay.
Until for the first time, I walked in the recovery room, he's laying in the bed. And his bright smile. Yeah. And this dude's in his 80s. Bright smile. And I was like, and he's moving his leg around. I'm like, oh. He's like, is it the medication? I'm like, nah.
Well, maybe you saw somebody get killed.
That too.
No, have you seen the movie?
Which one?
Smile.
No. I was like, what's he talking about?
It's disturbing. It's disturbing because you literally watch somebody die. When you watch them die, you receive whatever that negative energy was or that demon goes into you, and now you go through this process of seeing you basically killing yourself.
So here's what's interesting. I thought I watch a lot of movies. This dude right here always be catching me on some of them.
At like 1 a.m.
Right? This dude always be catching me. I'm thinking I've seen them all.
And I'll watch something like that. Like, oh, let me go to sleep now.
Right? Now that I put that crazy shit in my brain, let me just go ahead and knock out.
See if I wake up.
Right? Jeez. Dude, what about you, man? How was your week, man?
My week was good. And it was good because I learned a couple of things. One is, so my wife went out of town for a work event, and while she was gone, I was trying to get things done, but I slept. I couldn't keep my eyes open. And I realized that I create, not anxiety, I'm very careful on words I use, but there's a level of anxiousness that I have of making sure she's okay and I want to still continue to make sure she's okay, but I don't have to have this anxiousness. And like I slept for like 2 days and I was just like, oh my God, I can't stay awake.
Because you needed it.
Yeah. And I was just, oh my God. So I was just like, oh, that's what this is. So that was amazing. That was amazing, realize, but still continue to try to please her because I want her to be happy, but not at the cost of my exhaustion.
Not at the expense of your own health.
Yeah.
Because in the long run, what good does that do for you collectively?
Right. It's going to hurt both of us.
Oh, for sure.
Because there's going to be some level of animosity, or you're going to create other shit.
Well, if you're not operating at your best and you're always playing catch up, they never get to see the best of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how I look at it. Whether it's whether it's at work, your partner, whoever it may be. If you're always playing catch up on your own shit,
I was going to say, if you're always playing catch up, you about to get this mustard. Anyway,
that's why he's a life coach and not a comedian. But one thing that I was sharing with people yesterday at work was our Yo Mama battle. One of these days we'll get it. I'll share that with y'all. I'm gonna just screenshot it.
I wasn't done with the other thing that I learned.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he's got number 2.
I have a number 2. Number. Okay. Yeah. Anyway.
We got issues today.
Oh boy. The other thing is,
man,
there's a level of regimen that I love to follow.
Okay.
So deal with the back shit. I decided, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna do these 4 exercises every single day.
Okay.
I enjoy I have a love for the regimen. So basically, every day I do a 10-minute squat sit in my squat. It can be broken up throughout the day. I do 100 kettlebell swings, 100 push-ups, and 100 wheel rollouts.
That's a lot. In case y'all don't understand, that's a lot.
Pisha. It's good.
But how's that back feel though?
Honestly, it feels fine. It feels fine. I'm gonna have my moments, but when I'm in that moment of doing like kettlebell swings or the wheel rollouts, I have absolutely no problem. But of course, when I'm doing motions, I'm very focused on what I'm doing.
Right?
I'm very like, eek. I'm never off.
But the thing is too, and I'm glad you're pointing this out because this is what I tell people all the time that come see me. I'm like, dude, you got to keep moving. Mm-hmm. You got to stay flexible and you got to stay strong. I don't care what shape your back is in, whatever it's in. If you stay flexible and strong and keep moving, that'll help keep you away from me. Mm-hmm. People don't do that. Oh, I can't do that.
I can't even touch my toes. Well,
wrong mindset right there.
Work on touching your toes. Figure out how to get there.
Yeah. And if you can't, work towards it.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be a lot. Do a 30-day challenge of like 2 to 3 things.
And I'm the worst at it because I've never in my entire life been able to touch my toes. Yeah. I've always had tight hamstrings. And so I know that tight hamstrings leads to low back pain. And so if I don't do anything else, I try to stretch that. I'll take one of those dumbbells over there and just hang.
Oh, the other thing I do is when I'm on my laptop and I'm downstairs, I'll basically sit in the
spread position.
Yeah. And I'll slide the laptop out further and further and trying to work on,
Because it's just, there's everybody hates stretching, but it's a necessity.
Yeah, man.
Because we spend our whole lives tightened up, and especially me, I'm in this position all day. It can't be good for you.
Right. We hate eating good food, but we keep eating that shitty food. But guess what? It's a necessity if you want to be healthier.
Yeah. And it's part of life, man.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man, I'm glad we both learned some shit this week. And life is a learning process.
Yeah.
You should be learning. We say, what did we learn this week? We should be learning stuff daily about ourselves.
Right.
Not only about ourselves, but the world around us.
Yeah. And, part of the process that we're doing this is because we want you to start thinking about what do you learn each and every week. And you can do the daily, but let's start with the week. because that way you are taking the time to say, I'm investing more energy into me instead of investing energy into others. So there's something to be gained out of everything that you go through, even the shit. Sure. Like how did I deal with this troublesome client, or how do I
not go through that shit again?
Yeah, there's something to be learned. We always want the good stuff, you know.
And so if you look at even the bad stuff as I'm gonna learn from it and make something good out of it.
Yeah.
Just, if anything, don't repeat that shit.
Exactly. Exactly.
I want you to have some PTSD about the bad shit. You should shiver when you see it. Oh, I don't want to do that again. How do I get around it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get into this drink of the day, the sip of the day.
Yeah.
First of all, before we tell what it is, these glasses, man. I know y'all can't see it because we got a lighter cocktail in it, but on the front is an H, and within the crossbar, the H, it says Hunt. Now, the reason why I'm pointing this out, Sammy and Cindy, once again.
Yeah.
For my birthday, they gave me.
That was me shooting myself in the head with his H cups.
You know what, man?
They are sweet, though. Thank you, guys.
I will say,
they're amazing.
Like Cat Williams said, I lived my life so I could have at least one more hater. Anyway, so with that said, these H cups, Sammy and Cindy, thank you. We're putting it together with these with this cocktail today. So when you guys actually watch this YouTube video, know that this one's for y'all. What are we sipping on today, man?
So today we have
this is Kenny's concoction.
Yeah, it's just really simple. A whiskey ginger. So it's whiskey, just 1 ounce whiskey, topped off with ginger ale, but I put just about a half ounce of lime juice as well as just a touch of agave. That agave cuts everything, makes it just a smoothness. It's amazing.
This is amazing, refreshing, man. Cheers to you guys.
Whiskey ginger.
Let's get after this show, man. All right, that's a good one. Hold on. Yeah. So today we wanted to talk about sort of more of an abstract concept of life stuff. And
question.
Yeah.
Do you want to get into what's wrong with y'all?
Oh shit. Yes.
See, we getting all excited about our adding and subtracting and dividing and what is wrong with y'all? See, and this is the part that he loves because he always got a what's wrong with y'all.
I always got shit to talk about. So, this is one of the things that I thank social media for because it points out some of the stupidity of others.
Mm-hmm.
And not necessarily stupidity, but like, what is this world coming to?
No, you said it right. Stupidity.
So I don't know if all you guys saw the post about that little girl in Walmart.
Yeah, I think it was in the South somewhere.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
and she was in there tearing up the store, fighting with either her mom or her grandmother, and little black girl. And as she's in there, the commentating in the back was, she needs to get her little ass whooped,
Right.
And it was, she's smashing wine bottles. She's throwing stuff. She tried to kick the woman that was with her. And then you saw, which was interesting, an older white woman and then this white guy getting in between, but nobody's touching anybody because you're sitting there watching this video, and all you do is have comments in your head, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh, grandmother or mother wants help with this badass little girl, but I guarantee you, as soon as somebody would have stepped in and maybe held the girl, she'd been the first one suing.
Right.
Don't put your hands on my kid, this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? But yet, you're in a store, she's tearing up Walmart, and you can't control her. And one of the comments said, this is the issue with sparing the rod instead of spare not the rod. People today say, oh, you shouldn't spank your kids. Y'all can't see my face.
And I digress. And now we can just move on from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying. That right there. Control your kids, man. Here's another what's wrong with y'all.
Because you're not teaching them anything.
No, you're not teaching them at all.
There's consequences for every action. You do this when you by yourself, you going to jail by yourself.
Yes.
And she should have gone to jail.
I mean, it's crazy. There's going to be no consequences for that.
Yeah.
Another what's wrong with y'all. And here's what I have a problem with. Remember the issue with the Georgia college football player driving the car, two kids get killed in the car.
I didn't know that.
There's three people in the car.
I didn't really follow the whole story.
Three people in the car, one of the other football players and a woman in the car with them ended up getting killed. And I think they said found out they were racing or something. The other football player, who's a NFL prospect, definitely probably supposedly going high in the draft.
Was he the driver?
Yeah.
Okay.
Supposedly going high in the draft, gets charged with a misdemeanor, which it was an accident. Accidents happen. He misdemeanor of reckless driving or something like that. Now it's all over the news. Number one, why is that news that he gets charged with a misdemeanor, right? That's how anybody should get charged for this particular. And I'm saying that because they had prosecutors on TV talking about it. They're like, yeah, this was an appropriate charge. And so they're now putting out there, and this is one thing I hate about the media, they're now putting out there the thought in people's mind that this might hurt his draft status. And I ask, what did he do that should hurt his ability to make money in the NFL?
And do they want to really hurt that? Because guess what? They're going to need to be taking care of the families because they're going to come after them.
Oh, of course. But here's the thing. It's not, and I think this is just my thought. He's going to go to the NFL.
Yeah, he's going to go.
But now what they're going to do
is dink him.
Is use this as an excuse to pay him less. You're still going to get him the football player. He's no less of a football player because he's got a misdemeanor. But now you're going to use this as an excuse to maybe mess with his draft status, or when he gets drafted, pay him less money up front or in his contract than you normally would have if his record was spotless. Yeah. And so my thought process is, if that never hit the news media, we wouldn't be talking about it. Nobody would know about it. And it'd probably have no effect on his life. But now it's going to have an effect on his endorsement deals. It's going to affect everything.
Oh, yeah.
And to me, he's a young kid who made a mistake, and some people pay with their lives, but he didn't do anything intentional. There's plenty of people who get in car accidents.
What was his position? Do you know? He's a lineman?
I don't remember because I don't want to put his name out there.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put his position out there because then everybody, but they'll look it up.
Oh, I mean, it's been all over the news. So.
I can't remember I think he's a defensive end or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a paid player.
That's a paid player. It ain't like a down.
That's a paid player.
Yeah. And so it's just like, man, why did that even?
Why did it get to that point?
Yeah, right.
Why is that? It's just, I don't know, man. It's a lot of creative wasted energy, wasted space.
Another what's wrong with y'all that we talked about on our live today.
Which one? There's a couple of them.
Why are men wearing purses? And I'm not talking about men in the LGBTQ community. I'm talking about athletes.
Yeah, like
superstars.
Chanel, like Chanel clutch.
Why are dudes carrying?
They're carrying clutches, aren't they?
No, they're carrying actual bags.
Oh,
like Birkin bags.
Mm-hmm. Like the totes.
No, like the
those are totes.
It's a purse. Yeah. Call it what you want.
Listen, man, I got a wife. I know them.
I know. I don't. They're all purses to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
everybody's carrying a clutch.
Yeah, they're carrying a Kelly bag.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
And why?
The Dior.
Yeah. What are y'all doing, man? It's not.
How did it get to the point where you just like?
It's not fashion for y'all, man. I don't care what you call it. It's not.
Right. When you look it up online and you say, "Oh, what department I'm going to?" Let's say you're going to Louis. You look it up. You look up bags. They're gonna say men, women. You go to women, and it's gonna show a list.
Yes.
It's gonna be all those bags. You go to men, it's gonna say backpack, crossbody bag. So that means you are technically going to the other side to look for whatever particular
It's
bag.
now, I think, as we go further, this is where the lines of masculine and feminine get blurred. Is it a bad thing? Live your life.
Yeah.
But I don't understand the necessity of men nowadays for a fashion statement to be carrying a purse. We don't carry shit. We don't have makeup. We have a wallet and a cell phone. Why do you need to put that in a purse? Unless now you need to carry your lip gloss and your lotion and your face creams.
We are reliving what was David Boy's character? Ziggy?
I think
This androgynous character that, yeah.
and
It's a lot going on, man.
Are we losing touch with what a man is and what a female and what a woman is?
But let me ask you this, and it just came to my mind. Are we not only losing touch?
I shouldn't say losing touch. Are we redefining?
Are we redefining, or are we finding ways to not characterize ourselves or be attached to anything?
Because now you also have, like you were saying earlier, you got men wearing skirts. You look at the runway, and there's designers that are making skirts for men. There's some cultural things in places around the world where men wear skirts.
But they have a technical name for it.
Right, and they have a reason and a time and a place that they wear them.
It's a cultural, it has it's purposed.
I'm just not understanding why we feel the need to all be the same.
But isn't that part of it too? They're taking a dive into not being the same or being different or being some way of being boastful without always having to talk. It's like, look at me shine, look at me, I'm different, I'm not like every other man, I'm this man.
Or are we now seeing a shift? And then we'll get off this topic because I think this will end up being a podcast topic. Are we seeing a shift of women becoming more masculine and men becoming more feminine due to how society's going? You have more boss women coming up, and you have more men.
I know what you were about to say. I can't say that word.
Which is not necessarily negative, but then you have more men who are now becoming more emotional, more vulnerable, more everything. And is it now
this is a whole
the
topic,
softening?
because what happens is I think it's a societal deterrent from you dealing with who you really are.
Yep.
It's a societal deterrent for you to really just recognize, you're not identifying with your masculine or feminine. You're just like, oh, this is going to define me this way, and I don't have to say anything.
And this is completely separate from the transgender community.
Completely.
This is just a way that I see society heading. Is it good or bad? I don't know, but we can get into that at some other time. But it's just something that crossed my mind for what's wrong with y'all.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we don't know. So, but at the same time, I think you and I are smart enough to at least want to have an understanding about it, or at least hear the sides of where it's coming from. So if you have opinions, you want to share them with us, please DM us. We will love to hear from you, because I'm always interested to hear what people think. Where are these thoughts coming from? What are these feelings? I want to hear from the men that do this. I want to hear from the women what they think about men that do this. I want to hear from everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's just my place on it.
But yeah, that's sort of what was swirling around in my head this week, man, from the what's wrong with y'all standpoint. Because our what's wrong with y'all's are always things that we don't understand.
Yeah.
Or that we question, like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Can we get into our topic?
Sure. You're allowed.
Because I've been all over the place today, y'all. I'm sorry. Didn't know what we wanted to call this today, but I think just now in my brain, sort of the 4 P's of life.
Yeah.
Priorities and dash. Is it your purpose? Mm-hmm. Is it profit? Is it your partner? The 4 P's, you know, and I bring this up.
You made that up right now.
Just now. Just now.
So P equals P or P or P.
You know, but it made sense to me because I think about let's talk about purpose. Mm-hmm. You know, how do you define purpose?
I define purpose as our drive to live.
Okay. And what drives you? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that definition. It's like
Simple.
what drives you forward, you know? And I think, and you can check me on this, I think without purpose, you're sort of floating around in a standstill. Mm-hmm. You know, you're kind of like here.
That's where the word grind and all those words come up. Because I gotta grind. But you're not grinding towards it. There's no purpose.
Right. And so do you think purpose in life is different for men and women?
Purpose in life is different for men and women. I would say probably yes.
I would agree.
Probably yes.
And all you guys out there, we're not talking about specific people. Don't come at me and say, well, you're not talking about me. But we're talking in general. Because
it's
I don't
a
know,
blanket.
Because I don't know all of you. So I'm just saying in
Right.
general. So when I make statements or we make statements about men, it's in general. When we make statements about women, it's in general. It's sad that I got to qualify this shit every time we talk about it. But
That's what we got to do.
yeah, I mean, I think when you look at purpose, most people, as far as men are concerned, our purpose, whatever your purpose is, we will work towards that and do everything towards that. We are focused on that purpose because we want to become better. We want to be more financially stable. We want to be able to take care of the people around us. Now, you will see and hear, and you being a married man, you can attest to this. It may not be this way in your life, but from what you hear, the last thing a woman wants to hear or a partner wants to hear is that they're not number one. But if you are dealing with a successful, driven man who is on his purpose, who is chasing his purpose is always number one, because he knows that if I am always going after my purpose, it makes me a better man for my number 2, which is my partner. Now, if you put your partner, and this is just my thoughts, if I put my partner before my purpose, do I lose sight of my purpose?
Ooh. If you put your partner before your purpose, with the way you're explaining it to me from yours, I would say, yeah. Yeah. Because then your loss of purpose will not be of service to your partner because you're too busy funneling everything that's of need and necessary for your partner, for her to be okay, versus your purpose. So you have lost a way. So you don't exist in your own place to be of service to her. You're just of service to her.
And here's how I look at that. You've worked your whole life towards your purpose. You just met your partner. 50 years of working towards your purpose. You've known your wife the last 15 years.
Right.
So 35 years before that, you're working, your life is towards a purpose. that purpose can change, but it's still going towards a purpose. And as you found with wife number one, that number one at the time, that can change.
Right.
Your purpose doesn't go away. You still have a purpose in life. That's how I look at it. I don't know, is that right or wrong? No, but it's one of those things that a man without purpose isn't really a man. He's a human just strolling through life.
Right.
You know, and that's every man or woman. A woman with a purpose should never put her man above her purpose. Her purpose may be, my purpose is to be a good wife, mother, family.
Right.
If her purpose, now check this out, if her purpose is to be a boss, the CEO of a company, she's not going to be able to she's not going to be able to have a man whose purpose is the same. Because somebody asked this question. Number one, is there such thing? So there's alpha men, and what an alpha does is leads his pack, leads his family, leads whatever. That's an alpha guy. Is there such thing as an alpha female?
I believe there is.
So, and the reason why I say that, and women, y'all are going to hate me for this. I have a belief that at some point in time, every woman at some point in time needs to be led.
Yeah.
But she can't be an alpha and be the leader if she's trying to be led as well.
But an alpha female will always look for an alpha male.
Right.
Because
here's the question.
She will need an alpha male so she can learn how to step back.
So then here's the
question.
question.
She can be a part of.
So here's the question. Mm-hmm. If an alpha female marries an alpha male, is she still an alpha?
She's an alpha in her own world outside of the house.
So is she still an alpha in that relationship?
Probably not.
She can't be. You can't have two alphas.
Yeah.
If she wants to be the alpha, then the male has to be the beta.
I just had this whole visual of just two dogs about to go. like on Martin, right? When he was doing the Nino Brown.
Right. But
anyway,
but it's
went off on a tangent.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where
I think you'll really enjoy that book I was telling you about. David did is The Way to the Superior Man.
Yeah.
I think you will really enjoy that. It'll feed into all this. I highly recommend that book. I talk about it on my lives as well. But yeah.
And the reason why I say all this is because I'm a guy I'm living my purpose. Not very many people can say that.
Yeah.
I'm every single day. And I always tell people, no matter who you are in my life, my family, my friends, whoever it may be, my mom, everybody, there's no way you come before me being a surgeon doctor. You can't. Because if I'm with you and it's your birthday and we're hanging out and my phone rings, I have to go. I can't just come like, you know what? Call somebody else. If there's an emergency with one of my patients, I have to go. Mm-hmm. So that means at the end of the day, that always comes first. So my purpose will always be number one. And I think as we go forward in life, does everybody view that? And if they don't, why not? And you have plenty of people, and we talked about this, the other P, which is profit. Mm-hmm. People look at profit as a purpose.
No.
And what happens when you chase profit as your purpose? It is short-lived.
Right.
Because you're always chasing money. Mm-hmm. I got to get money. I got to get money. I got to get money. And that's when you start chasing and doing things that are crooked.
I'm gonna give you some thoughts on my with purpose. Mm-hmm. I like to look at it this way. Now I'm gonna throw another P out there as well.
Yeah.
I believe let's say we're walking down the street, it starts raining. Purpose is the umbrella. Okay? But what's underneath the umbrella is partner. It's what was the other P?
Profit.
Profit. Also passion. I believe passion. So like your purpose is to protect, to provide, to help, to feed, to take, to all these nurturing qualities.
Yeah.
I believe the profit is the very end. It's the handle that you're holding on to. But the partner, the passion, they serve underneath that umbrella. You're going to serve both of them. That partner is going to always understand that what you're serving with your business, which is your passion, but your overall purpose is a nurturer. You're a caretaker. You're gonna be of service, but one of your primaries is definitely going to be that passion. That passion that you feed will allow that partner to also be fed and understand your passion. And she will always be of graciousness towards your passion.
I always looked at passion and purpose as being equal.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I always looked at your purpose. Your purpose is your passion.
Yeah.
I think people don't pay attention
to
what they're passionate about. Or if you ask somebody, what are you passionate about? And they're like, I don't know. If you ask them, what's your purpose? They'll give you the same answer. Because you can't know one and not the other.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say, yeah, I'm passionate about this, but it's not my purpose.
Yeah.
Or you can't say, this is my purpose and not be passionate about it, because then it's just a job or it's just a thing.
Yeah.
So that umbrella I look at as passion and purpose.
Okay.
All is one.
That's fair.
And then your family, your partner, your job, because your profit can come from many different areas.
Right.
Your profit can come from investments that you are not passionate about, that you are not, that's not your purpose. But I will say your profits are less when your purpose doesn't come first.
Yeah. Because that umbrella will unfold.
Oh, it'll close up quick.
It'll close up quick.
It'll close up quick and you just get rained on.
Yeah.
But if you are chasing and following your purpose and doing it with passion,
right?
And doing it with passion, you will always make ends meet.
Yeah. I think that's the beauty of the word passion as well, because passion is a catalyst, but it's also the end result.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It serves on both sides. It's like the purpose. It's like a well done sandwich. It's like in and out. Nothing like that bun, but nothing like that meat and cheese in the middle.
And it's simple.
And you got the good bun on both sides. It's simple. Exactly.
And your purpose doesn't have to be elaborate. No. Your purpose every day can be, every day my purpose is to create change in somebody's life.
That's exactly what I say to myself every single day.
And so
even if it's just my own.
Right. But creating that change or making that difference.
Right.
You're doing it in your coaching. You're doing it in your self-coaching. You're doing it in everything you do, which means financially, you're going to be all right.
Right.
It's when you lose sight of your purpose and start chasing that dollar, the waters get muddy and you may make a quick buck, but it doesn't last, and you don't have longevity without purpose.
No.
I don't think you can.
No. It's no way possible.
And there's nothing more attractive to a partner than somebody who's living in their purpose. You gotta
read that book.
If I
were like, oh yeah, I got it.
If I look at a woman and I meet a woman and I see that she's not living in her best work life.
Okay.
I'm not looking for the woman who's the boss.
Right.
That's not what excites me. A woman who's passionate about something and living in that purpose, dude, that's some sexy shit. And she's
telling you,
because think about what that does. That gives you confidence as well. And there's nothing sexier than confidence. If you feel like I'm doing in my life what I should be doing, and I love doing this, that's some confident, sexy shit right there.
Right. And you sharing that with her about how you feel about that is going to help her confidence just that much more.
Oh,
which
for
in
sure.
turn helps your confidence that much more. It's like it's the perfect tennis match.
And it becomes that partnership.
Yeah, it's a good rally.
Because you then start each pushing each other forward in their purpose. Mm-hmm. Whatever that is. You are their best cheerleader and vice versa.
Yeah.
But if neither one of you are putting your purpose first, you'll be a shitty partner. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
When you stop understanding why I do what I do, or not even stop, if you don't take the time to at least ask me why I'm so focused,
Right.
and then you don't take the opportunity, then we're lost. Because I'm going to ask you the same thing. Like, what are you passionate about? Mm-hmm. If you don't know, if you have no clue, at 50, to me, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
I got nothing for you.
You know what's funny? Now, this is something I've gone back and forth with as far as when I'm coaching people. And your initial stages, you always ask, like, what is your purpose? Or what do you think your purpose is? I don't think that question, people receive it well.
No.
Because
they don't think about it.
And it actually makes them defensive. I find that people get a little defensive because they're now frustrated with themselves. They're not frustrated with you, but they're frustrated that you asked them that question. Now I have to think about this
Because they don't know.
right. But I think what lights a fire under you? What makes you? What are you passionate about? What are you happy about? What do you love to see? What you give them like little tidbits that'll help guide them towards that passion.
What drives you?
Yeah, what drives you? What feeds you every day? What do you love to hear about?
What drives you, or are you just going through the motions?
Right.
Some of these people wake up every day and they're like, oh, can't wait till Friday. I was having this conversation yesterday.
Bro, it drives me nuts.
And how we were talking about in Europe, they're coming with this 4-day work week.
I know. I heard about that.
And so they were saying that certain places have tried it and they realized if you're getting 100% output of your staff in 5 days, they were getting the same 100% output at 4 days. So one thing I said, I was like, in this country, guess what happens? You decide here, you know what? We're going to make the work week 4 days, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be the weekend. Give it 15 years.
I give it less than that.
But I'm just saying, 15 years
exactly
time, because it's going to take a few years to people to adapt to a 3-day weekend. And people living for Friday are now going to be living for Thursday.
Right.
And we'll be saying the weekend's not long enough. Oh God, it's Monday again. And those people that say that are the people who aren't living in their purpose, who are just on the treadmill of life trying to get through the day.
It made me think about a story that I saw not that long ago, and this is not too far off, but so this company, how these companies,
cocktail.
These companies do these massive takeovers. What is it called? Where they do big takeovers, where they buy and sell, mergers and acquisitions. So
I was blanking.
I don't know why. You would think I'm not educated. Jesus.
I looked at him. I was like, my mind just went blank.
Mergers and acquisitions.
Right?
Okay, so what they did was, instead of when they buy out these companies, but they actually help the people get involved. The people of the company, they're buying out, get involved with the company.
Okay.
So they now have investment within the company. So now these people are showing up to work every day. Now they're going to these company meetings and they're getting random checks of like $20,000 and $30,000. So making people more involved. It just
have an invested interest.
Yeah, you have invested, and that when you were
so
talking
that
about
9 to 5 then doesn't become just a 9 to 5. It now becomes I'm working to better my investment.
Right.
That's a whole nother purpose for coming to work.
Right. So we're going to go Monday to Thursday, and this is what we're going to do. Well, hell, you sure you don't need me to come on Friday?
And that's why some of these
mindset will
companies,
change.
and that's why these companies set up profit sharing. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think that's the smartest thing, but they don't do it. And like I tell my staff, and you know, before it's like, dude, as I do better, y'all are going to do better with getting a raise, doing all these different things, because I feel that you're the reason why I'm doing better.
Right.
If you're pushing me towards my purpose, then your purpose becomes helping me do better.
They allow you to focus on your purpose.
Oh, for sure.
They allow you to focus.
They take a lot off my plate.
Yeah.
Like we talked about last week with Blind Faith and my assistant, how I have faith in them. I got 4 of them. They allow me to do and be the doctor I am because I don't deal with this shit that they deal with all day.
Right.
You know, and there's people that have told me that work with me that are like, I just want to see you succeed. My life is to help you do all the things you're going to do because you're doing great things for humanity. And I take a step back and I'm like, damn, that's kind of cool. You know, and if you look at that in the context of your relationship with your partner, it's called a partnership for a reason. But in their purpose, you play a role. In your purpose, they play a role. You should always be pushing each other towards that purpose, you know, without standing in the way of that purpose. Meaning, I'm going to pull you away from that because I selfishly want more of you. Mm-hmm. But if you're pulling me away from that, am I getting more of you? Or is my mind still over there?
Right.
And you're only getting part of me.
And probably less.
And so if I'm pushing you, if I'm a dude pushing you as my partner towards your purpose, you're going to look at me as like, man, and I'm joining you on that aspect of your purpose, then I'm getting all of you and you're getting all of me. And then when you're helping me with my purpose, it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. We don't have the two people with the same purpose don't exist. Everybody's different. It's that simple. I don't care how much alike you are. Your passions are never completely the same. Mm-hmm. You know, your goals aren't the same. You know?
Right, exactly.
I don't care if you're both dancers and you both love dance. You may both be dancing and you may be partners in a
With different
ballet.
people, yeah.
You may be in the same ballet as leads, male and female lead or whatever it may be, but your purposes are still different.
Yeah.
You still want to grow, but you're growing differently.
Right.
You know, and you have other passions in life that are separate. That's what makes you compatible because you're bringing different shit to the table.
I always say that we're two different people. That's the beauty of it. Two different people. Two people coming together as one. That doesn't mean we are one and we have to think one thought.
No.
Two different people come together as one so we can share. It's called sharing.
You had different lives before.
Exactly.
Yes, we're living as a collective.
Yes.
But we're still individuals.
That's the beauty of marriage.
You know, and so many people lose sight of their individuality to please the other.
Right.
I'm not saying give up who you are. I'm not saying be okay with being his number one as a partner. Yes, absolutely. You're his number one as individual, as a partner. And I always tell people this too. I'm not married, but I suppose if I ever got married, that person becomes that number one person in your life. Above your mom, your brother, your sister, everybody.
Yes.
That's how it should be. If that person can't be that, then they shouldn't be your partner. They shouldn't be your spouse because they take that role on. So yes, they're number one in that respect, but your purpose is still number one.
Made me think about that post that Deion Cole put up about the guy that got his wife out the front seat. So his mom could sit in the front seat. You know what I'm talking about. He was like, I don't know. I had to let my mama sit there, bro. I was like, nah. Bro. No. Now, it'd be one thing if your wife
she
said,
said,
hey, listen.
Miss Hunt, you want to sit up front?
Right, exactly.
Cool. But you let her, because like when in-laws come to visit, and mother-in-laws are notorious for this. All my friends who mother-in-laws come to their house, their wives get treated a certain way by their in-laws. It's that mother of a son issue. And it is the son's job to tell his mom, whoa, there's only one queen in this house. Mm-hmm. She lives here. Mm-hmm. She runs this house. Yep. She is the queen of this house.
Yep.
Not you. So if anybody's going to bounce or if anyone here needs to be happy, she does. Right. Because at the end of the day, if you're not happy, go home. Yeah. This is her home.
It's pretty simple.
She has to be. Bro,
happy. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. But you'd be surprised at how many people don't get that concept and how in-laws destroy marriages because you let outside people into your marriage.
You know what? Well, let's just face it. It's not you letting outside people destroy your marriage. You are destroying your marriage by letting outside people control you. Don't do that. You are the man of your household. Your wife is the woman of your household. Now I'm the man of the household, and that's it.
No,
it's she's the woman of the household, and y'all together. That's one.
And you guys, we talked about this when when my brother was on. How it's just it is that you two manage. This is your shit.
Yeah,
this is your partnership, and you don't even in your relationship, even if you're not married. You don't discuss your relationship with outside people because outside people will always want to sabotage your shit because they're going to tell you what's best for you from their viewpoint. They're not going to tell you only you two know what's going to be best for your marriage unless you're talking to a complete stranger who's a therapist. You don't discuss your marriage.
Somebody that has an objective point of view.
Right, who does not have an agenda. You don't discuss your marriage with your family. You don't discuss your marriage with your friends.
And there's some therapists that have very, very heavy points of view.
Yeah.
That are not objective.
But you don't have that. You don't have that conversation. You don't say, my husband did this or my girlfriend, man, she's doing this. You don't need to. There's certain shit you don't need to tell your boys. You can voice your frustrations. Man, dude, we just got an argument. She just irritated me. That'd be it. It's okay to vent.
Yeah.
But the deep inner workings of your relationship and what you should do should not come from your friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're only getting what you tell them.
And let me tell you, that shit has no purpose, no passion,
none,
no profit.
You're right, though.
And all the pigs went out the door
on that one. But, yeah, man, it's just, I think when we look at our lives in general, live your life with purpose.
Yes.
Live your life with passion. Those are the two things that I think are the most important because without those two things, if you don't have a partner, you'll never get one. Mm-hmm. If you have one and you don't live your life with passion and purpose, you won't keep that partner. Mm-hmm. If you live your life with purpose and passion and you have a great partner, the profit can't help but follow.
Right.
Because all of those things will drive your bank account north.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
It's almost like what it is living in your passion and purpose is the magnet for everything else.
Oh.
It's the magnet.
Right, because it'll draw all of that too.
Yes. It will. Yes.
It will.
Because it's internal versus external. That's basically what it is. Internal versus external. Those are internal things that you have to work on and be a part of and actually learn to enjoy it.
Yeah, we talked about
and own it.
And we talked about internal wealth versus external wealth. And building that internal wealth is living in your purpose, doing it with passion, having a partner that's great, that understands that.
I love how we forgot that other P, which is the main P, priorities.
Priorities. Well, that's what I mean. All of these.
It all under that umbrella.
So what are the priorities is which one of those three things are you making a priority? Mm-hmm. Having priorities means Is it your purpose? Is it your partner? Or is it profit? You know, you got to make something a priority. And depending on which one of those three things, and I say three because purpose and passion are together in a bundle to me. If it's one of those three, you have to decide which one of those three things is a priority. You have to make one of them a priority. And if you make the wrong decision, your life is going to be shit. Don't choose one of I think the one thing you make a priority that will turn your life to shit is profit. Because it will destroy a partnership and you will never reach your passion.
Right. It's short-lived.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it, but that's just, I mean,
I don't think there is anything else to say.
I think that's how you succeed in life. And it's just a matter of making sure that you're always living in your purpose, living with passion. Make that a priority. And then everything else will follow.
How about make passion the action? Purpose, passion into action. Right. So you can have the profit and the partner.
Yeah, you know, but man.
Yeah, we can go on and on
Yeah.
about this one. This is, you know, this is my wheelhouse. I love this shit.
Yeah, and we'll always kind of come back to this.
This will never disappear from us.
Man,
Anyway.
where they gonna find you, Coach?
Man, they're gonna find me out there.
He's in them streets.
In them streets. At Coach KJ Knows on Instagram and CoachKJ.com.
You're going to find us both at podcastsoe.com. You're going to find us at SOE_podcast. You'll find me at Leonel Hunt, and you'll find me at thehuntfoundation.org and also huntspine.com.
All right,
My man,
all right.
This was a great episode.
I appreciate you. Out.